"You look like death warmed up," Lance the necromancer teased upon seeing his father Blake, the king of death, wearing a scarf while in human form. Blake, unamused, retorted with a dry laugh, and the two started their usual banter. Unbeknownst to many, Lance led a double life, one as a necromancer and another as a serial killer, making him a wanted figure amongst the police. Their conversation took a humorous turn when Blake's great-uncle joined them. Mistaking Blake's conversation with the invisible Lance for a bizarre monologue, he questioned Blake, who brushed it off, saying he was talking to an annoying minion. This sparked an indignant response from Lance. "Minion! Do I even resemble someone who is yellow?" Lance snapped, referring to the popular movie characters. He then teleported away, leaving Blake chuckling. "What's so funny?" asked the uncle. "A yellow minion just left," said Blake. "Sorry, where was I again?" asked the coroner Blake, standing amidst the bustling activity on a city street transformed into a crime scene. A question hung in the air like a specter, a puzzle demanding to be solved, a mysterious death that had occurred in the most unusual circumstances. Reynard, Blake's uncle and the police officer in charge of the case, replied, "You were about to tell me about this John Doe, how he met his end." The term John Doe was a placeholder for the unknown victim, a man who had seemingly breathed his last in the midst of an ordinary night turned extraordinary. "Oh, right," Blake began, his voice steady and matter-of-fact. He was attempting to rob a convenience store, made a hasty exit, got into an argument, and then a car drove off. Next thing, he's discovered lifeless right here. Reynard, impatient, cut him off. "We know all that. What we need to know is who he is and how he died." Blake, the judge of the dead, was supposed to have all the answers, but he only shrugged. "I don't know. Never met him or seen him before. I just read paperwork, no names, no pictures." Despite the frustration, Reynard persisted. "What can you deduce about him?" Blake, ever the professional, provided a clinical description. "Middle-aged, average height and weight, blonde. His eyes are closed so I can't tell their color." Reynard corrected him. "No, I mean what killed him." "Oh, that? Easy, a car hit him." "The one that drove off, I presume?" Blake said. Reynard looked skeptical. "Did you read that in a report?" Blake chuckled. "No, I used my eyes. You have them too." The conversation moved to the next step. Reynard asked, "Will you use your Reapers to help us ID him?" Blake, never one to hold back assistance, agreed, yes. As the scene began to wrap up, Reynard noticed a new arrival. "That's not a Reaper, that is Dr. Drack, your assistant coroner." "Yes, my Reaper assistant Dante, who is helping me on the case," Blake said, bringing us to the end of this chapter in the tale of the mysterious death. "Blake," Dante begins, the tension in his voice echoing through the air. The assistant coroner, who also happens to be one of Blake's Reapers, stands on the edge of uncertainty, his expression a mask of fear. Caught between his loyalty to his king and the dread of an unknown threat, Dante finds himself in an unexpected predicament. "It's classified," he mutters, his voice barely a whisper. The words hang in the air, casting a shadow of mystery over the scene. Blake's brows furrow, a tangible sign of his growing suspicion. The King of Death is no stranger to secrets, but this one has a different flavor, a different aura that leaves a bitter taste in his mouth. With a sharp, commanding tone, Blake calls out, "Lancelot!" The air shivers, and in a blink, Lance materializes. The necromancer, with his infamous reputation, stands before them, an enigma wrapped in a riddle. The tension thickens, the air heavy with unspoken words and hidden truths. "Hi," Lance greets, his voice a stark contrast to the serious atmosphere. Blake wastes no time, his voice echoing with authority. "Why is Dante covering for you?" The question hangs in the air, its weight pressing down on Lance. The surprise in his voice is evident, but there's something else. Something that suggests he's hiding a secret. "Which guy?" Lance feigns ignorance, but Blake isn't buying it. His voice sharpens. "Lance, where were you last night?" The question is direct, leaving no room for evasion. Lance, caught off guard, stammers out, "Me and Dante went to the pub nearby here." The scene ends with this cliffhanger. The questions pile up, the secrets deepen, and the mystery intensifies. What is Lance hiding? Why is Dante afraid? The answers are concealed, locked away in the shadows. And as the scene fades, we're left wondering, eager to unravel the hidden secret.